Hello.
Are
To
we?
all the live people out there.
Making refreshing.
Nobody in there yet. It's 0 people.
Zero.
And yet there's somebody in here. 4 people in here.
It's
9. Oh, now we got 9 people. Okay.
Oh no!
Say,
They're breeding.
chat is definitely, we definitely have activity in the chat. So
I'll get the fly swat.
Hey everybody. How are you guys? Welcome to the stream today. We've got 4 people in the stream right now, maybe 5, but I'm Tim Campbell. I am the art director of Sea3on Animated. We've also got Nex in here, who's been helping set up this whole stream, who is the color and word artist for the comic, and also just our all-around awesome artist guy who helps us out a lot, like everything. We got Eric here, who is the writer for Sea3on, all of Sea3on.
all Sea3on.
And we've got our special guest and host today, who's going to be drawing for us, Carlos Rial, or how do you say your name, Carlos?
It says Carlos Rial.
Carlos Rial, who is one of our background artists, who is extremely talented and amazing. You guys have a treat watching him do his coloring work today.
Who doesn't
got
like
Eric?
No, he got me. I heard my name in there.
Did you? Oh, well, I'm not paying attention. I'm making sure that everything's working.
Yeah,
there you go.
that's
Since Tim has already introduced me as the one who set the stream up, if anything breaks, you know who to blame. By the way, Carlos, you're still on the standby screen, so no one can see your wonderful painting.
Okay, just change it.
Matthias Gomez says Carlos Ryan is the man.
He is the man. If any of you remember the giant background, like the whole Robotropolis, like looks destroyed, and then the forest that's on the right of the picture, that huge giant background image was all Carlos. Absolutely insane.
It is mind-blowing, just the sheer level of detail. I mean, you panned out, it looks mind-blowing, and then you zoom in, and the detail just gets crisper and crisper, and then you start seeing all the texture and the brushwork, and then you start hating your own hands for not being as good.
And you guys love to give me these, I don't know, 20K wide landscapes.
It's true.
I had that with Keith. It was just a little image that me and him were doing a collaboration on. He did the characters running across, and I painted a little Robotropolis street scene. All about 5,000 pixels wide, and then all of a sudden I get this 14,000 pixels wide, and all of my brushes stopped working.
Yeah.
How has that been, Carlos, making such big backgrounds for us?
I mean, I know it's been so nice working with you guys. I really like. I think I never got a chance, but because when we start working together, the pandemic hits. I think we started working in February. I was already seeing the news in China saying, "Oh, things are gonna get bad," but
Yeah.
no one never imagined that bad. But it was funny because I got an email from someone that I support. I don't know if you know the guys, Tyler Edlin. I think he works on some colors. I don't know how, but she sent me an email saying, "Oh, there is this guy. They are looking for a background." I said, okay, no problem. Uh, just another client. Then I see, oh, they're working on Sonic. That's nice. Yeah, that's the game I played. I watched the show when I was a kid. But then I did some roughs, and you guys hit me back. I think it was Glowfish, the Gloria. She sent me, I don't know, a lot of notes. I mean, oh, these guys are for real. These guys really like what they're doing. And it gets me so excited. Oh, I want you to be a part of it. I want you to keep working with the guys. And it's nice that it kept happening.
Oh, we've got a lovely comment here from Arson. Dear Lord, this is like movie quality work. Has Carlos ever worked on any high budget official projects?
High budget, yes. Official, I can't say because I don't know if it was already cancelled or something. But there was some money involved in some projects. But there's all this NDA good stuff that we can talk about. It's so
the glories of NDAs.
Yes, it's amazing. You work in crazy projects, but you can't tell anyone. But,
it's like that wonderful meme you see online where people post their portfolios at the end of the year, and it's like NDA, 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 NDA.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. I have to do that a lot. For like, you work on a comic book and you're like, I want to show these people this comic book that I'm working on in these pages, these like backgrounds and characters, but I can't show anybody because the comic book isn't released. We're not supposed to show anybody because there are so many spoilers and stuff. It's frustrating.
Showing people.
And
I'm here, by the way.
Oh, hey, Chief!
I feel very similarly because there's so. Oh,
it's the man who pays the bills.
You got the beaver on board?
Talking
This
about
is
it.
Paul Scott, everybody, the head of the entire season project.
So, hi.
He's got a working microphone this time, folks.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Let's see, enjoy it before the horse eats it.
What's that?
Enjoy it before the horse eats it.
Yeah. I gotta go over there later on and feed her in a bit. I'm not gonna feed her my mic, but we'll see.
I was gonna say, you just got it. You're already feeding it to her.
No, this is my old one. I just kind of patched it up.
That's the best thing is I'm watching Carlos work right now, and it's like I have his brush pack because Keith sent it to me back when I was working on the little Robotropolis street scene, and I couldn't get to grips with like how the brush pack functioned.
Oh.
And when I'm watching, we're like, oh right, that's how you use it.
I need to send you guys the new version because I don't know. I finally get some back in the past 6 months that I'm so happy how they work and how they function. I don't know. If you guys want, I can share with you.
That would be great.
You guys can
I
share.
loved the last.
If you guys want, you can share with the patrons also as a bonus.
Ooh, you lucky patrons! So there you go, guys. If you're not part of the Patreon, get on there.
But
Yeah.
the way I use brushes,
Get on to Patreon.
the way I use brushes is kind of, I don't know. I have some philosophy. For example, let me grab another. If a brush changes his width, I don't change the opacity. And if a brush changes the opacity, I don't change the width. It's like I'm reducing the balls that I had to juggle. And I don't know. It's basically is that if your brush is more oriented for detail, like this one there was I using.
Diego says hi there, Carlos.
Hi Diego, big friend. He really when I told him that I was working on Sonic, he got so happy. He wanted to see if I said, calm down, man. NDA, I can't show. But
And now you're doing it on live stream for him. So much for the NDA. Yeah?
yes. It's crazy, but I don't know.
Carlos, I have a little question for you because I noticed you moving between the brushes at the moment. Do you have a flow setting for each individual, or do you need to?
Yes, but how I can say, for example, just to help me, just to get fast. But for example, this one, the round ones, the full one, right? The ones that everyone loves to use. I usually use him on 10 because it's better for blending. It's fast. It blends more easily when the flow is low.
I mean, because I didn't even know you could set a flow for like each individual brush you use. I thought it was like flow is always set constant for every brush.
No, when you create a brush, like for example, let's make a new brush, this one, but I want him that it goes always 33%. When I create a new brush, I think on Photoshop CC and up, you can choose include tool settings. These are some tool settings that it includes. For example, if I want to include smoothness for more line work, it will save the smoothness. So you can see.
Speaking of line work, if you really want to blow everyone's mind, Carlos, zoom out and show them the line art underneath the painting. Just show them how much detail you put into that, because I've seen the line work in the scene. It's amazing.
What's ridiculously good.
Oh, there's a suggestion for. I've not been paying attention to the chat at all. We've got a suggestion there from Gino, Chief. How about a Season 3 project, art book, soundtrack, CD, vinyl comic, and print art packages?
It's a bit much.
I think
for patrons.
I think he forgot the
that
VR.
line work is
the
incredible.
VR.
And how was the snow? It was good, but I'm glad it's gone now. It became
It's
kind
not
of
always the way with
but
snow.
Check out that line art, people. Isn't that amazing?
Pretty crazy.
It's really
Can
weird
we
because
hear
I'm obviously
Paul?
seeing the stream delay. With everyone's voices talking like a few minutes ahead of it. So it's really, really weird.
Yeah.
Jake, if you want to know Paul's opinions on Dulcie, you will have to do that in private because this is a children's show and we're not allowed language like that on air.
That's true.
The words
Very
I'm looking
true.
for, I can't say because there's preschool toys present.
Such a great quotable movie, that one.
I was going to say Toy Story, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Oh, there you go. Dukester. Push the boat out even further and release the finished Season 3 project on video VHS.
Elsie just holds a special place in my heart, that's all.
Also, somebody met.
It's the clogged artery, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not well, okay, made into is a bit strong, but still.
Somebody on the chat suggested making a season art book.
Yeah, that was
That'd
Gino,
be
yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I've been bugging you guys to do that at the end anyway, so trust me, Gino, if I get my way, it'll definitely happen, because I want so many of these backgrounds and so much of that character art just put in one big old book I could put on a shelf.
We could do that.
Hey, Ridley, how you doing?
Like all the background art.
Yeah, that's a Metroid character. That has no business being here.
You can put background art in there. We could put some of the reference sheets in there. Yeah.
Actually, that would be possible to do because, yes, money.
You guys could.
I mean,
do
I
a-
didn't see that.
The moment, all of a sudden, Chief sees dollar signs.
Yes.
Hey, Bunny. How's it going, Shug?
Actually, maybe we shouldn't include the reference sheets because maybe that would get us copyright infringement. I don't know.
No,
Just
it's
the
cool.
background.
Just cover them green, then claim you own them. Just give everything a green tint. You know, one color layer set to green. Job's a good one.
Original.
Donut steel.
Give them new names like I don't know, new names that aren't already copyrighted.
Let's say you're the one person who cannot be fumbled when it comes to words, Eric. You're the damn right.
Well, there's a reason I did, and it's because I almost said something I shouldn't. So
Just call everyone like, this is Fred the Hedgehog.
right.
Looks like Sonic. No, his name's Fred.
Or
Fred the
Hair
Hedgehog.
McCyborg.
He's
Super
original.
Fred.
And this is
Hyper
his friend
Fred.
Toes, the fox.
Ultra Fred.
What was that?
I
Harry
mean, in
Potter
fairness, if we do Fox, we'll get copyrighted by Star Fox. So
Are you talking about Harry Potter Obama the Hedgehog there, Chief?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Oh,
By the way, that threat still stands. If I don't get my Kit Kats, I'm going to colour Sonic like that in the comic going forward.
okay, fine. I'll send you some Kit Kats. Jeez.
Score! I finally get paid.
Bunny Rabbit, yeah, we know that some independent people are able to sell Sonic stuff on like Redbubble and stuff, but our project is so prominent, we just want to play nice.
We don't want to upset Big Papa Sega because we want Big Papa Sega to work with us.
Yeah.
We want to get in good with them, so we want to stay on the good side.
maybe we can call them something other than Big Papa Sega.
Okay, then, Big Daddy S.
Big Daddy yes.
Oh, I really wish you hadn't said that.
Oh, you're making Eric upset now. Big
Good,
Daddy
he made me upset earlier.
yes.
Making me stressing out. Got a condition.
Whoa, whoa! What kind of Kit Kats? We're not getting fancy here. I
Ooh,
can give it
Canadian
Japanese
Kit
ones,
Kats.
made with real chocolate.
Japanese Kit Kats are the bomb.
You know, I honestly didn't know there was such a thing. I thought there was just like Kit Kat Chunky, that was it. And then all of a sudden people start saying, oh, have you not tried the green tea one? I was like, get out of here with that. You're making it up.
It's
I wish I drank
amazing.
tea or coffee.
I was able to grab one of those from a Japanese or international supermarket.
I
How
love
was
the
it?
fact that Carlos's layers, it's like looking at my own work, there's like a million of the damn things. And he also uses like the most bare minimum of labeling like names. So it's like
No.
1, 2, 5, 6, X92.
This work
Maybe
is,
I'll color code 1.
this work is an exception. Also, let me explain. Because my monitor was, I don't know, he decided to die or take a vacation, I don't know why. And then I have to work on the iPad, but the iPad can handle a file this size. So
That's right.
I had to chop into half, and then I work on this first half, and then I work now on this second half. But that's why the files are messy. But usually there's a few. But
When you working on the iPad, do you use Photoshop on the iPad or Clip Studio?
I use the Procreate.
Oh man, because this is one thing that's been bugging me with Procreate. I love it to pieces. I will paint on it all the time. What's it a file across from Procreate when I convert it and bring it into Photoshop as a PSD? It always looks kind of blotchy, like the blending work I've done seems to just vanish.
Really?
Do you have that problem as well, or is it just me?
I don't know, because I don't know if you use some layer management, like if you have some overlay, color overlay, maybe it can get messy, but
Oh no, it's the strokes. I paint like a traditional painter. I mostly just use one layer on top of another, but just like the raw color. But it's like the strokes of the brush. It looked really nice and smooth and blended, and I put it into Photoshop, and it gets really streaky all of a sudden.
no, I never used to work this way. This is the first time, because my monitor just, I don't know, he come back from the vacation and start working again. But usually the hard part is, I don't know, changing or taking off anything from the iPad. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. It's like trying to get you just put it on your PC so you can carry on working, and Apple's just like, nah.
I don't know. Every time I have to do something like this, I say, oh man, how come? Come on, Apple. I want to like you, but
I mean, how many of us using an iPad and PC would pay Apple who would just give us a version of AirDrop for PC? It's like, we would pay for that.
Yes, but it will help because I have a friend that has a Mac and says even with the Mac, the integration is crazy. Like, no, you aren't supposed to work in the iPad. You are supposed to consume, to buy, and this kind of stuff.
I'm leaving. I'm going to Linux.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. This road, I already went down. No.
Okay, Max, there are people who love you.
I'm tech competent, but not that competent. It's like I worked tech support for a number of years, but even I can't handle Linux.
Yes.
I've got a question there from Peter that even I can answer. What was the longest scene to animate? It's currently still going on because it's killed 3 animators.
That's true story.
We go to their graves
After
every
3
weekend.
animators, it's still not done.
You might have been there, Peter, actually. It was the last stream we did on the Discord. Keith was busy doing the cleanup on it.
Yeah, that was a brutal one. Because, yeah, so far 3 animators and Keith have been on it. I think Keith is still trying to wrap the rest of it up.
Yeah, it's called Scene 76. He's still working on the shadows and the colours. He's being an absolute machine and just doing it all by himself at the moment. Because that scene has taken out 3 animators so far.
Oh, wait.
Complex scene, and we didn't think it was going to be that complex until we got into it. And, you know, one animator, okay, you're having trouble with it, we'll bring another one. Okay, you can't do it either. Okay, we'll bring another one. Okay, so this is really hard.
And it looks amazing. Keith was doing the cleanup on the Discord stream, and it has characters dropping from the ceiling. It has camera pans. It has spinning of complex characters. It's an absolutely amazing scene to watch.
It is the final one, the final battle one. Or
We're not going to tell anyone because it's spoilers. But if they tune into the Discord streams, maybe they'll see it next time.
okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm with you on that one, Ridley.
that one was one of the biggest, the huge environments that I worked on. Also,
Yeah, that was like.
I do also appreciate getting to see these brushes at such bag size, and they all look like continents from planet Earth as seen from space.
Yeah, they do.
When you see brushes shaped like that, you know it's going to be a good brush.
Yeah, do you do this whenever you see like how they look on the outline? You think to yourself immediately, that's going to be a fantastic cloud brush, and then you use it, you're like, whoa, no, that's not a cloud brush at all.
Before, where they were like these weird shapes, and like, yay, I'm going to get some texture, and I start drawing. It's just like, it's just a straight line of color.
Oh, I hate
Doesn't
those
do
so
any texture
much.
at all.
I've been hunting for one particular brush for the longest time. It's one Evan Stanley uses for doing her colour work with. It's got this really nice edge that breaks up on it. And I keep finding brushes that look like they're going to be really nice, like from the outline and whatnot. You see like someone post a preview of how it strokes. And then you put it into Photoshop, and it's like you say, it's like attacking your canvas with a knife. It's just this straight... And you're just looking at this ruffled edge going, why? I had my faith in you. You were the chosen one. And yes, Ridley, you are correct. Metal Sonic sucks. Mecha Sonic rules.
Who's
Aw.
Mecha Sonic?
A.k.a. the Silver Sonic.
AKA Pseudo-Sonic.
Silver Sonic. No, it's not Pseudo Sonic.
Pseudo
Sonic is
I'm just saying.
Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog.
the robot that they now call Silver Sonic, I always thought of that as a version of Pseudo Sonic.
Really, I only ever heard of it named Silver Sonic. It was even called. I mean, at least in the UK, it was even called Silver Sonic in all the promotional
Oh
materials.
yeah, well, see, I mean, well, the thing you got to remember is, this idea for me forms when I'm like 7, so I don't have access to all these fancy schmancy reference materials. All I know is if you were to paint that thing in the same colors as Sonic, it's got all those really visible bolts. It's very, clearly bolted together in the way that Pseudosonic is. So,
no, I did not hear your question, Ruby Jake, because you're typing. But I will go back up and read it. Hey, Eric, I remember hearing about your initial issue 1 script. Would have featured Metal Sonic rather than Nagus. How would that have gone down?
So the answer is I couldn't honestly tell you at this point because that was nearly 13 years ago now, and I had literally planned it out no further than.
I love the fact you broke up just there.
And then she. So what? When I was saying the issue goes no further than.
Yeah, it was like it went no further than then your audio literally went.
Yeah, no, it went no further than Metal Sonic is going to be in this, basically. Like I wrote a scene where he encounters Sonic, and then we went the other direction, and that is as far as that version of things ever got.
To answer your question,
so
Derek.
Perfect.
To answer Derek's question, the hardest scene to animate at the moment goes by the name of Scene 72, I believe. Scene 76, sorry. It's currently being worked on, and currently it's knocked out 3 animators.
We need a picture of like 3 guys on the floor with 76s stabbed into them.
At this point, I'm half tempted to just make an avatar of Scene 76 as just like this absolutely monstrous-looking SWAT bot.
Or do that meme with the giant, glowing demon and the person offering up a sword to it.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Worst part is, I think there's another scene we haven't even started on, but just judging by what the storyboards and all this were, is going to be harder than Scene 76, so yay.
We haven't even seen its final form.
It should be
Exactly,
called,
I know.
It should be called Scene 76, The Revenge.
Scene 76, The Revenge.
Oh my
Scene
god.
7, even 6er.
I mean, admittedly, I don't know what Eric's plans are further than of season 3, but now I kind of hope that later on down the line he actually adds in a character just called 76.
I'm gonna have to note
just like a Hitman type character.
Believe it or not, that does slot in remarkably well with something I've been thinking about in the very, very long term. So
before he comes to the story, before he's coming to the story, he's already killed 3 people.
Excellent. I am prescient. Oh, question from Rookie64 for Eric. Which particular aspects of the Sonic franchise influenced your writing for Season 3? Whether games, comics, or other cartoons? Also, Keith is an incredible trooper on this. That he is. The man is a machine.
The Keith sentiment for sure. I will just make sure I am still coming through okay, right?
You are indeed. Just when you talk for longer, you do tend to break up every now and again, but you come in clear.
So the key... I'd say the most prominent influence is honestly just the show itself. It's very important to me that the characters sound and feel authentic to how they were in the original series. But I will also note that I think a lot of the dramatic instincts that Ian Flynn showed over in the Archie comics during his time on that book has been a pretty significant influence on my writing, just sort of in general. And I think I look to him in a lot of ways when I try and think of how to balance the particulars of the Sonic world with the dramatic needs of the story.
One day I'm actually going to have to read that series. Everyone talks about it. So it's
very
the time.
So you've got well over 300 individual issues of comics to read. The quality varies obscenely depending on who's working on it, and even at its best, there's a lot about it that you just sort of have to tilt your head over at times. But I honestly don't know that there's ever going to be another piece of Sonic media quite like it, for good or for ill. And for that alone, at least, I really appreciate the legacy that book left behind.
Well, the jank is a thing that would actually excite me because, like, when people tell me, "Oh, don't play this game; it's absolutely terrible and buggy," that immediately makes me want to play it. If someone says, "Oh, the quality of this thing goes up and down all over the place; give it a miss," my instinct reaction is to go and look at it. You know,
I'll tell you this:
I want to experience the ride.
I will never ever advise anyone against reading that comic. I will always say, read it. Just go into it knowing what you're in for.
The thing that has always put a halter on me reading Archie has never been like the quality of it or even the amount of the issues. It's you can confirm or deny this for me. Actually, I was told that in order to fully appreciate it, you also have to fully read the Knuckles spin-off, the Universe spin-offs, and a bunch of other spin-offs. Otherwise, you don't get the full picture. Kind of like that. I would call that Marvel syndrome. How it's like you try and enjoy the story, then halfway through it goes, you will remember these events from issue blank 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 of this side story. And you're like, I have to go find that.
So, for whatever it's worth, the Knuckles comic can actually be, and the Knuckles comic can actually be pretty easily overlooked, if only because its story is so cordoned off from the rest of the comic. There are occasional instances where the streams cross, but it's actually rarer than you would think. And also, the Knuckles comic didn't actually run all that long, so if you miss it, you don't really miss it. Especially because a lot of what was planned to go into the Knuckles comic actually just wound up becoming backups within the main Sonic comic, so... So that's how that works. Universe was a little more integral just because it tended to use side characters who would also show up prominently within the main comic. But even that, generally speaking, you could leave that alone and be okay.
I think it's more the completionist nature of me wanting to know what happens. Because, like, it's one of the things that put me off actually playing God of War for the longest time. Because 3 came on my radar, but I couldn't jump into it without experiencing 1 and 2 first. Because it's like it was narrative I was missing, and it would eat away at me knowing that I was missing maybe an in-joke or a nod to something. You know, I think it's a nerd thing. Oh, got some more questions here.
I definitely appreciate that feeling of like wanting. It's almost like FOMO, but not quite.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I would say that's a really apt description. Yeah.
For those of you who are not up on your acronyms, that's fear of missing out. FOMO.
It's what they used to get you to buy DLC and what they used to get you to buy loot boxes in games. Marketing.
I really appreciate the optimistic use of the past tense there. That's really nice.
I know they hate to stay, but a guy can dream. I've got a question for Tim here.
Apparently, all moving to the blockchain at some point. So
don't get me started on that. But yes, questions for Tim. You said a bit back that you considered redesigning King Acorn to look like a squirrel. However, considering we now know he was intended to be a fox, do you think you'll keep his fox design?
I don't know if I exactly said that. I'd have to read back. We're more inclined to try to make things as authentic as possible. I think what I actually said was that we would have to look at it and see what we wanted to do when it came up. And that would be my answer now, is that we're not there yet. We don't have King Acorn coming onto the scene yet. So I don't know yet what we would do. That's the discussion that the staff would have to say, like, how do we want to approach this?
The hard part is finding someone who can make a voice like Tim Curry.
Really
there is only one Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with you, Eric, about where the story is going to go with that, like how we're going to have the lore. Is King Acorn going to be a fox, or is he going to be a squirrel? How does that relate? Or are we going to try something else? It's just something we'd have to really talk about as staff.
So it is funny to me. I only found out about the idea that he was intended to be a fox, like that he was intended to be literally a fox for the last I think 2 or 3 years. Like it's fairly new. It's still fairly new information to me. But I have to admit, once I found out that it's not just like a weird quirk of the design, he literally was meant to be a fox, I actually really like that idea.
Although it does raise some questions, though, doesn't it? Does that mean that he cheated on the Queen, or is Sally actually a chipmunk fox?
So, okay, so this is actually one of those things I've given a lot of thought to, and for me, it's kind of like Pokemon, which is to say, all Pokemon are technically one species. It's just that they're very minute variations of that singular species. By much the same token, all Mobians are one species. It's just that there's a bunch of different variations. There's just a bunch of variations. So, like, yeah, arguably Sally is part fox in this reading, but only in the sense that, like, fox is a kind of Mobian. So it's really more like she's all Mobian.
So what you're saying is all Mobians are mutts.
Yeah, actually, they're Mutbians.
Some Mutski
That's
is
how
the only
I've
true
always
name
thought
of
of it
Mobian.
too. Is that they're not like they're fox species and a hedgehog species and all that. That I always thought of it that they're all Mobians. They're all the same species.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
And what's
never really
funny-
understood it any other way.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially funny to consider because, like, it's the Archie comics that come across the idea, like, it's the Archie series where it's much more. They act as if there's a certain distinction of species between different kinds of Mobian. They've got these tribes of varying kinds are very important in the Archie comic in a way that isn't quite as true in the Saturday cartoon. So there is something to be said for differing interpretations.
Well, there you go. You have Ridley the Dragon offering to do the voice of King Acorn. You will be judged on your ability to go smashing.
I actually gotta say, you sound like you might be a decent replacement there next.
I would never, ever, in my wildest dreams, attempt to step on the foot of that great man, or even follow in his
that's a
shadow.
wise choice, I'm just saying. I do also appreciate somebody in the chat is definitely referencing his turn as Pennywise, which is really appreciated because that movie traumatized me as a child.
I want to say I'm loving the detail going into the pipes. Like, just simple pipes in that building. I'm just loving how much detail's going into it.
I gotta ask Carlos one thing. It's like, do you have these moments, Carlos, when you're painting, you spend all this time detailing like a piece of pipe work and you think, yeah, that looks amazing. I've got like little bits of oil coming out. I've got like the grime on there, and then you zoom out and you realize no one's ever going to see that except me.
Yes, all the time. That's why I usually start very rough, very big, and then I know, oh, okay, I need to go just make it more readable, work more on the texture, but if not, I don't know, I always get lost in details, but especially when I enjoy the work. I think, oh, it's coming nice, let me render these pipes a little more for a scene that will be, I don't know, 2 seconds on the screen. But
This is the mark of a true artist.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm better
Here's a
now.
question, actually.
I'm better now,
Just
judging my time efforts than before. But there's still times that I go and say, oh, I shouldn't spend so much time doing crackles on this wall. But
As a technical question from an animating standpoint, obviously you want to put like, the smoke and stuff in the sky. Do you ever have to like not put the smoke in because you know it'll be animated later on in comp, or do you put it in there and then just animate over the top of it?
for the first scene, the huge background, I asked it, oh, I put the snow or not, the snow, no, sorry, the smoke or not, and I don't know, in the end, the smoke that I did will be animated, but there's some times that, oh no, this is just effects. There are some animations that I worked on that the guy just, oh, do I need to paint the panel? No, the panel will be motion graphics, don't worry. I'm like, okay, it's fine, but it's nice to know what you need to work, because you tend to overwork and do stuff there's no need. Because, oh, I can paint this.
Are these smokes on a separate layer right now?
Yes, this one
I
are,
would imagine so.
These ones are just the backgrounds. I need to clean the background like this. And the next one I will paint again over. But for example, this one, no, I did in the same layer because I forgot. So it's the same. Yay! But I can change it later. But I try to for example, I try to make it easier for the comp if there is need to do some parallax effects for example, there is a little bit more than it shows, just I don't know, to get some movement, right? So in the composition,
Wow.
the final composition, the guy can, oh, I need to just a little bit for here, and there's, I don't know, blank like this. You can avoid, I don't know, everything, but for the most part, I can try to, I don't know, just something behind the layers.
That's very smart. That's awesome.
But
You hyped, Carlos, from Groovy Jake there. Did you know that your work has been viewed by some of the original showrunners from Sea3on?
no, I didn't know about it.
He's been showing the he's been getting into contact for his history of Sea3on book. He's been getting in contact with some of the original showrunners, like the producers, and yeah, they've been looking at the work that people have been doing, and yeah, they apparently like it. So
That's super cool, guys. I think I was saying before, but it's crazy that I don't know. Oh, I'm working on a character from a show I watched when I was a kid. What profession can you get this kind of experience? There's some good moments in it.
there's a question for Chief there. Sorry to interrupt you there, Carlos. How long has the project been in the works? He's only heard about it for like the past 2 years or so.
Sorry, I didn't
Oh.
understood. Ah, it's for Chief. It's for Chief, right?
Years and years. Basically,
And years.
I don't know. Us thinking about it and talking about it probably goes back to like 2012. The project is in its current state when we actually like really got kind of into it, probably 2018. So I guess we're going on 4 years from like the initial kind of sit down and go, okay, let's be serious here. Can we actually do this? Yay or nay? And then we said, yeah, we can give it a shot. And then we started trying to contact some people that could probably help out. Gloria, Keith, they're sort of the original hires. And yeah, so 4 years of actual hard work as of right now from scratch. But the initial starting point and talking about it and like the whole concept thing, 2012. So, yay. It's been a ride. It's been a long time. And now it's nice to actually see it coming. Well, things are getting done, the animation's getting done, the backgrounds are getting done. We have a lot of employees that are working really hard, and to be honest, I kind of didn't think it would ever get to this stage, and here we are.
Question from Goji Boy there. I mean, I've said this line many times, so I'm going to let either Tim or Eric say it. Is Robotnik coming back in season 3?
Spoilers.
Thank you.
What will happen?
Spoilers! You'll have to find out either by reading the comic or waiting for updates.
We cannot say what characters are or not going to appear in the future of season.
Not even Sonic. He may disappear. We haven't decided yet.
Yes, it'll be just like Endgame, where Thanos snaps his fingers. Oh wait, sorry, that's Infinity War, but you know what I mean.
Right, he snaps his fingers in Endgame as well. He just gets counter-snapped.
Well, yeah, that's true. he gets real good snap.
I suppose you'd be saying if he did it in Endgame, then he snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden you get all the characters back. Man, I feel sorry for Keith having to animate that scene.
Yeah, no, for real.
That would be an end game for the animators.
Yeah, no, for real.
The true end game for all animators. Now you have to reverse snap about 50 characters back into existence. Have fun with that comp.
Generous. This is Sonic, man. You got to multiply by at least 3.
Well, it depends how many you. Oh well, I mean, I suppose if we're going to go off of the whole multiverse thing, then yeah, you've got everything from the games, the comics, the TV shows, just everything in there.
Just
It'd be like a Where's Wally?
List of characters. The end game of end games.
A quick question: what's the size dimensions on his current background?
Big.
Well, I know that because I'm trying to get the 4K, but I'm just like actually like, what is the actual?
10,000 by 3,000.
Wow.
10,000 by 3,000.
That's
Hear that, guys?
nothing.
Yeah.
Do you
And
want
that's
to know
much
how?
bigger than 4K.
Do you want to know
make it
how
much,
big the
much
one I did
bigger
with
than
Keith was?
4K.
Yeah, because of the zoom-ins and all that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I wanted to
it
ask
could be
the actual
huge.
size. That's why I wanted to actually ask the size on this one, because I know the Robotropolis one was massive because of the massive pan out and zoom, and that little point we zoomed to in the forest was 4K. So no, I just wanted to know the size, because I know this one's another panning background.
I've actually got
That's
it
why I
here.
wanted
yes,
to.
this one is another huge one. But I think the biggest one that I did is the BG24. I don't know. I'm afraid to give spoilers and everything, but but that one was, I don't know, 20,000 K. That one was huge. The
That
hugest so
actually
far.
surprised me when I was having a chat with Keith with regards to background painting. I mean, I was always under the assumption that, you know, you paint for 4K, so, you know, every canvas has to be these insanely monstrous looking things, you know, 140,000 pixels by 60,000 and whatnot. And then he shows me something from, I think it was one of the new Masters of the Universe animation that came out recently from Powerhouse. And like, it was 3,000 by 5,000, which is like my base canvas size. And I was sat there going, you meant I destroyed my PC for nothing?
But
Yes,
how,
Keith, it is over 9,000.
but how they do it? It's just a one. I'm also worried that I'm destroying my PC.
I suppose it depends on how many parts of a scene are going to play out on the one background that determines its size, really, doesn't it? Because if you've got them running from point A to point B, and then you have to look up at the sky as the character comes down from it, that kind of painting will be much larger than, say, them in a room.
Yeah, because this one is not that bigger. It's just, I don't know, like it's 4K almost, a little bigger than a 4K. It's 25,000 by 3,000 pixels, so not so huge. If you see, they just get huge because it's attached together, I think.
Oh, Derek, check out the latest issue of Season 3, the comic. I Am Mean does make another appearance. Just for you. Oh, Jake's got a question for you, Eric. He's wondering, apparently you came on to Season 3 late 2008. How did that end up happening?
I legitimately do not remember at this point. It was at like it's coming up on 14 years ago now. I think we hadn't even gotten to the point where I was actually writing scripts. But I think Chief had put out the call to the forums looking for interested applicants. And I think I had some fan fiction of mine that I showed him to give him a sense of like what my writing style was. So I think it was something like that. Is that the Chief put out the call to the forums. I, being very enthusiastic about the idea, submitted some of my work to show them what they looked like, and apparently they really liked me. So he said, "Yeah, you're on board," and I was on board.
I got on board simply because it didn't make Sonic look like a rat.
I got abducted by the Canadian Mafia.
Yeah, you keep bringing that one up, man. It's just not that impressive.
What, the Canadian? I know. I mean, it's the Canadian mafia. I mean, but you know, I'm not exactly expecting it, am I? No one expects the Spanish. I mean, no one expects the Canadian mafia.
Yeah, no, it's true, but it's not quite for the reasons you would want. Like, yeah, no one expects them because nobody takes them seriously.
I mean, the only reason I'm put out by it is they didn't even take me out for craft dinner first.
Easy. Bring you some craft dinner next time.
I thought for a second that you were going to go, easy, that's a racial stereotype. But no, it's just easy, we'll get you some, don't worry, calm down.
Hello. Get these bikinis some ketchup later. Like, calm down, boy.
Do you know what is the first thing I'm going to do when I visit Canada? Just the first thing, get off the plane, go have some craft dinner and a Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons doesn't even have craft dinner.
No, but they have coffee.
That's true. They have coffee.
That's the only thing I want to sample from Tim Hortons. I don't know what else they serve, I'm just interested in the coffee.
Yeah. Coffee. I don't know.
Ouija boy.
I've had KD years.
Oh, yes, I'll have to try them as well. I've seen those in a skit. I think you sent it to me.
What's that?
It was a comedy skit about Canadians meeting in a bar. It was either you or Megan sent it to me. I forget who it was. It's like they sound like they're talking absolute gibberish.
It wasn't me. It must have been Megan.
Must have been Megan then. We've got a question there from Goji Boy. Will the Chaos Emeralds make an appearance? Well, if you were to head on over to the Season 3 comic and have a look, maybe your questions might be answered.
It's true. I mean, you should read the comic anyway, really. I'm decently proud of the work I've put into it. And
I'm proud of the work he's put in on it.
I've worked with some pretty nice folk on it, too, so I'd really like to see their stuff get,
That's what they need to have. In addition to an art book, they also need to, find Stephen. So it's Saber? Is it Saber?
Yes.
Saber 16?
Yeah, find Saber, or rather, wrestle Salamander and get them to do some art for an art book as well, because their stuff is so good.
If you guys are so inclined to want spoilers for Season 3, asking all these questions, go read the comic. This animated series is...
Yeah, you can get a real jump on what the animated series is done by seeing the content that's like. And we don't do filler arcs either, so...
That's a lie, I drew one of them.
Well, I thought that was a pretty important piece for both characters.
I was going to say, hang on a minute, what about the mechanics puzzle? That's a filler.
The Christmas story
Me
one.
and my shadow?
The Christmas story.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the Christmas story is pretty... that one I'll give you.
Choke on your lies.
See, that one, I kind of feel bad for you and who drew it, Sammy. Because I kind of just, in October, I was like, hey, guys, Eric, I need you to write a Christmas story out in, a week.
Do you know, I would love to actually be just the pure Iron Man nature of it, just the whole kind of, you have to do at least 1 page a day for 25 days.
Well, basically, Eric had a week or less to write it, and Sammy had about a month and a half to draw it. That was about, the deadlines, and both of them, I don't think, really liked me after that.
Bunny Rabbit asks, will Season 3 have a comic? No, Bunny, there is no comic attached to Season 3 at all.
And if you think there is, you're hallucinating. Go see a doctor.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
He asks, from where can I read the comics?
I should get you a link.
Yes.
Drop that link in the chat.
I shall start you from issue 1. By the way, guys, do forgive the sort of clunky nature of the Season 3 website. It is under redevelopment, hopefully coming soon. TM.
Yeah.
And a new domain.
I always do love how menacing a word domain sounds like.
Domain.
And for you guys on Patreon, I'm actually uploading something right this second.
Arson? Will the season comic have any kind of animated adaptation? Are you kidding me?
No, of course it
Oh.
will. Well, do you know how much money that would cost, Arson? Honestly, man.
That's way too
Dreaming.
much work.
How much animator's life would you it cost?
There you go, chaps. Sonic Season 3, starting from issue 1. There are 8 chapters and some filler.
8 chapters and counting.
That should answer most of your questions, at least as far as, are there Chaos Emeralds? Is Metal Sonic in it? Will Amy ever get with Sonic? That'll answer your questions. Groovy Jake wants the forum kept up in some form of archive. I think that's being planned, Jake, because so many of us started on FUS that I think we'd be sad if it just disappeared into the ether. So I think it'll go into some kind of archive, don't worry.
Next
Oh,
cafe.
Dukester. I like that. Yeah, there's a brand of instant coffee they call Nescafe. I like that. I'm stealing that. Thanks, Dukester. Is Mario going to show up? Yes.
And he'll be voiced by Chris Pratt.
We had that idea first.
I hate when that happens, when you are actually like writing something and you think to yourself, this is an awesome story, this is going to be great, and then some damn TV show does it first. And you start there going, great, now I'm going to look at a rip-off artist. Rasco98 asks, are those short comics like Me and My Shadow also get their animated versions? Ah, well, that's a question for Chief, since he's the one with the purse strings.
Wait, what am I doing?
The shorts, like Me and My Shadow, Hair Care,
They're stringing
and the
purses
Mechanics
together.
Puzzle. He wants to know if you're going to animate those, or...
Oh. Probably not. Because of just money and...
but Chief, you could have done a season 2 and crammed 2 shorts together into one episode, just like The Odd Couple.
Yeah, so no.
And Rebecca.
Oh, you had to say that name.
I will always invoke that name. None will be allowed to forget her any longer.
So yeah, we're definitely not doing shorts just because of that. I would love to animate the Christmas special, to be honest, but I can't see that happening.
Line Paul asks, will Chapter 7 be available to download like the rest one day? Not for the moment, Line Paul, because the entire site is undergoing an overhaul, so once we've got everything transferred across the new stuff, then we'll look into putting stuff into archives for people to download.
Right now, so I got my guys working on the site. It's just too busy for them to ask them to do more. Like, it's a big overhaul they're doing, and Kef's doing an amazing job on it right now, and, well, Next did a bunch on it too, so.
And Tim, don't forget Tim.
Oh, Tim did a bunch on it too. Everyone did it. It's
Also, that's always.
it's his
And
program
Eric.
right now.
Eric did all the words.
That's true. There were words involved.
Eh.
You can tell he was enthused to do the website. That's why the text sucks.
Lorem Ipsum.
Hey, so yeah, I just updated Patreon, guys. So if you're a Patreon, go check it out.
I shall link the Patreon.
I just want to see Ina's background is the one she's working on right now. Just giving everyone a quick view of the work in progress and how it's going.
You should go check it out, guys. It's very, very shiny.
Very. Excuse me.
And crystal clear as well.
I get that pun.
Very ice.
So, that's a good one. And here was me thinking you were devoid of jokes today.
Who, me?
No, Tim.
Tim? I was like, I'm not telling any jokes. Oh.
So yeah, sign up for the Patreon, guys, if you want to see the shiny stuff. Rookie64 asks, are there any parts of Sonic Underground that the members of the Season 3 crew here like?
No.
Wanted to ask as Chief's here. Well, there you go. Chief's answer, no.
I'm sorry. Sonic Underground, when I was a kid, like younger, and I heard it was coming out, I was thinking like, oh sweet, it's gonna be like another Saturday AM, and it wasn't. And I guess I had my hopes up to a point, and then they started singing, and it just made it worse, and I just stopped and I went away.
I liked that Jaleel White was still the voice of Sonic.
So I
think that's about it.
I've kind of come around on the idea of Sonic having siblings, at least, if only because like I've seen the really early manga that did the idea too, where he has like 9 siblings. So the idea of his having 2 now feels a little more palatable to me. And I think I like the character. I think I even like the specific characters of Sonya and Manic in theory, even if I'm not necessarily the craziest about how they were done in the actual show. But yeah, I think there's stuff about Underground that's at least interesting.
And there is one person on our crew that loves Sonic Underground, and that is Laura, or Enigma, as her online name is, who did some artwork for us previously. She's still a mod on our public Discord, but she absolutely loves Sonic Underground. Big fan of it. She's very famous for saying so.
Personally, I've never actually watched it. I was very much in the same boat as Chief. I knew it was coming out. I knew it had the whole kind of Sonic's got siblings, so I kind of tuned in briefly. Saw Sat-AM stylized skylines. Saw Sat-AM Robotnik. He opened his mouth. It wasn't who I thought it was going to be. I checked out.
Well, that's just prime.
Yeah.
It is funny to me that Gary Chalk has, I think, appeared in more iterations of this franchise than almost any other actor because of that. Because he's in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's Grounder. He's Robotnik in Sonic Underground, and he even shows up in what has to be a completely unintended reference, but he shows up as a very brief bit actor in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the live-action one from 2020.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
I mean, Robotnik is good. It's just that I see the Sat-AM Robotnik. I want Jim Cummings.
No. That voice coming out of that design is completely wrong. I love Gary Chalk. He's a great voice actor. Completely wrong fit for that character. Completely wrong.
I'd say he's right for the character, just wrong for the look. Because, like I said, like you said, it's that look already had an established voice and personality that went with it. It's like if you had given him a different look, it would be like putting Jim Cummings' voice onto Long John Baldry's Robotnik. It just wouldn't work.
Actually, they did that because the pilot for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Jim Cummings plays Robotnik with that design.
It didn't work.
It actually worked really well.
Oh, it didn't take it back. You're lying.
For whatever it's worth, he's very obviously playing the character in a completely different register than he did for the Saturday morning cartoon.
That being said, though, I can imagine Long John Baldry's Robotnik coming out of Sat-AM's mouth.
Yeah, see, I could too. It's pretty specifically. There's just a pretty specific misalignment between Gary Chalk's voice and that design. Like, there's other voices that could potentially work for it, but
because I couldn't even see Gary Chalk's working for Adventures either.
Yeah, no, I couldn't really.
I think it's because I've heard his voice so many times in like other cartoons, but it was always just like it was always in a sidekick role or like a lesser antagonist. So when he's like put into the forefront, you're like, something feels off about this.
Oh, I'll disagree with that too, though. Not to be a contrarian, but like, dude, he's Optimus Primal. He's great in Beast Wars.
I can't watch Beast Wars. I'm sorry.
What is this blasphemy? Why?
Beast Wars is single-handedly responsible for the main reason why I, at least initially growing up, detested TV CG animation. I just couldn't watch it.
Beast Machines.
I'm thinking of both.
No, I'm sure he is thinking of both. He's just wrong. And it's okay for him to be wrong. He can do that sometimes.
I can be wrong. I could be wrong inside my own mind, but it's my mind to be wrong in, damn it. Because I mean, I have heard everyone say like the Beast Wars storyline was absolutely amazing. I should go back and give it a shot. But every time I see those visuals, my toes curl.
No, I can appreciate that it is tough to overcome the pretty obvious technical limitations of the era.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many
I gotta
cartoons that started using it, and like I said, I wasn't really a fan of any of them. I mean, I remember they did like a Starship Troopers cartoon that used similar kind of visuals, and it just all looked so kind of plasticky and lifeless. And I know it was again limitations of the era, but it all felt so horribly cheap.
I promise you that for 1997, that shit was cutting edge. Mainframe Entertainment, they're one of the only people who were even doing computer animation
It was the weird thing because I never had this issue watching Reboot.
series at that point in time.
I remember watching Reboot and thinking, "This is perfect.
So,
This is
Reboot
perfect.
is
Fine, this is
also
great."
much more deliberately stylized than Beast Wars. Like, Reboot is the whole aesthetic of Reboot is radically different. It's way more like, and when things look low tech, it's almost deliberate because the whole idea is this is a computer in the 90s. So it's
Actually,
like,
my mentality was more a case of that this is being told from inside a computer anyway, so it to look this way.
Exactly.
You guys ever see the Reboot project? The reboot?
I did not
Like,
know of it.
Please tell me you don't mean the one that was on Netflix.
No. This is being made by fans. There's fans I've seen on Twitter. I follow them that are trying to continue Reboot, like we're trying to continue Set-Am.
Interesting. I hadn't heard about that. I mean, I'm not surprised. Again, I think that's like, if I were a Reboot fan, I would want to absolutely make goddamn sure that the last thing come out of that franchise wasn't that Netflix show.
I'm just trying to see if I can find their Twitter now. Unless I can't. But there's so many popping up. I know there's a group also trying to carry on Sonic Boom as well.
Oh, yeah. That was a thing, wasn't it?
I think it's still going. At least it was last year when I checked. Just checking which one lost the audio for a second there.
Nope.
Excellent. Everyone's just in awe of what Carlos is doing.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just watching him draw, and I'm just loving it.
Same. It's very therapeutic. There's a question for Carlos.
Carlos is an entirely appropriate response.
Here's a question for Carlos. Is there anything you find particularly difficult to paint? Like, subject matter-wise, if someone goes, "Oh, we need you to draw this," you go, "Oh, no."
French girls.
French girls.
French girls are not that hard, but animals, I think, animals with fur, I think it's harder. I don't know. I don't remember trying to, I don't know, paint a dog. I think I never tried also. And I think I tried, but I think, oh, this is too hard, and then I call it a day. I don't know, just a study. But fur is very hard for me. I don't know why. But animals with skin, like reptiles or turtles or feather, are more, I don't say easier, but I don't find it so complicated. But usually animals with fur.
Almost ironic considering the show you're working on.
Yeah, but
You don't have to paint the fur.
that's why I paint
Almost.
the hard stuff, the tech stuff.
That's why he likes painting rubber. Animal that goes in there comes out metal.
Yes, but it's just something that I don't know. I never needed to, or I don't know, felt okay. I want to paint a dog today, but I think with a little bit of practice, the first one will be terrible. I will feel the worst arts that ever lived. I know I'm a fraud or this kind of stuff, but then okay, I'll get the hang of it, and then the third try will be better, probably.
What about you, Tim? Is there anything? Also you're starting out with background stuff as well. Is there anything whenever you're painting an environment? No, I don't want to draw this.
I love doing organic backgrounds a lot. Usually it's the ones that are like the inside of rooms, things that are supposed to be really straight that make me go, oh man. It's sometimes it's really hard to make a place that has very straight lines look interesting and realistic and detailed because it's so basic and such basic lines. So you have to figure out, how do I add texture to this? And that always frustrates me.
Yeah, like interiors are harder, I think, than exteriors because you have to get diversity, but also kept the unity of the background. So if you start to, I need to make interiors, so I put a lot of textures, but then it's all over the place. What I did to this to this scene. So it's very hard. Interiors are very hard.
See, this is where being a writer could be an advantage because I don't have any of these problems. I have a whole other set of problems.
I was going to say, there's got to be some subject material you think, okay, this is coming up in the story. I have to write. Don't know how to write this kind of interaction, or because I hear that an awful lot of writing is obviously born from life experience. So like, say you've had a perfectly good family life and you have to write about family strife. Is that a thing that would be like, oh God, I don't know how to do this?
No, if only because I know a lot of other people for whom family issues are a thing, and maybe even, I wouldn't say more, so I have a lot of other people who do have experience who I've talked about for whom, so that helps give me a grounding, and also I have a lot of dramatic material from like other writing that helps me to, which is the kind of the thing I'm talking about. It's like there actually really aren't a lot of, like, I'm sure in the hypothetical you could find me a thing I wouldn't want to write with this stuff, but like, by virtue of working in this world with these characters, I'm so naturally enthused by it that, like, the chance to work with dramatic ideas of almost any kind, like, really appeals to me, even if I would never actually use them. It's like, yeah, but if I could, I bet you I would.
Well, that actually leads into a very good question I'm kind of curious about. As artists in your own right, this is for Tim and Carlos as well. Say you've been working flat out, you're getting a bit of the burnout happening here and there, but you don't want the burnout to kick in. Is there anything you default to watch or play that you think that always can guarantee you to get back in that creative buzz?
Music can usually get me into that buzz of creativity. I got certain songs even that I could put, like, I want to get into like this mode story, so you play those particular songs and it gets you into that particular genre of story mood.
For me, it's more like watching other people, other artists. Like, if I feel that I'm struggling with something, I don't know, I look to someone that's doing something similar, and then I get pumped, I get excited to go back and work again. But
that's like it's like getting a contact buzz almost. You watch them work and you think, oh, I'd love to try that myself.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, seeing some motivation videos without the motivation. Like, I need to go to the gym, but you watch someone, I don't know, you watch Rocky Balboa and you get, let's go. But I don't know, I watch someone painting, I don't know, with oils or gouache or some kind of stuff. You see, I feel
Bob
excited.
Ross is good, especially if you're doing landscapes. I mean, even if the mediums don't work together, just watching how Bob Ross can like quickly stick together a mountain doesn't enough get you thinking to yourself, God, I want to go try that.
Yes, I love how's the name of the guy? James Gurney. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but he did an amazing book about Color and Light, and he has a YouTube channel. It's, I don't know. I usually joke that I want to get to be an old man just so I can be good like my heroes. My heroes are all good old people. But
I loved his work on Dinotopia.
yes, and his YouTube channel is, I don't know. I always checking, re-watching the videos. It's amazing. He's working.
I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel.
Yes, and it's amazing. It's very well produced and very instructed.
I just remembered him because over in the UK there was a TV miniseries made out of Dinotopia, which was the first time I was introduced to him because they did I think it was on a children's TV show. They brought the guy on to kind of talk about it, and it was the first time I'd ever seen the man's art. It was like, my God, you're good.
Yes.
The TV series sucked, but
I have such good memories of the Dinotopia thing.
Did you know that he's really a paleontologist?
I did not know.
Yes.
That kind of explains Dinotopia in many ways.
Yes, he's
I
graduate.
heard the name James Gurney.
Hi, Keith.
Hi.
Yes,
Sorry.
we're talking about how
Whoa.
awesome he is.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah, so I had to jump in. Got his book in my shelf.
Is it the light one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello,
you don't read that one.
Everybody,
Painted in
this
my
is Keith. He is the animation director for Sea3on Animated.
Okay.
And the only survivor of 76.
So far.
Well, he's not allowed to die. If he falls, we just dredge him up, attach cybernetics, and kick him back out again.
True.
Oh, don't worry, it's almost finished. Not got a lot left on it.
So I actually need to get going at this point, so it's perfect that you show up to kind of pick up that weight. But guys, enjoy the rest of the stream. Really fun to hang while I could. You all have a good day.
Cheers very much for coming around, Eric. Hopefully,
Hey,
it won't
Eric.
be too long before we get you on the next monthly stream. We've got
I
a
look
lot to
forward
talk
it.
about.
All right.
Bye, Eric.
Bye, yo.
See you, man.
See you.
Rookie says, Keith, keep up the brilliant work.
Cheers.
Even Milo seems to agree.
Oh, can you hear him? Oh dear.
It's okay. The incident of 76 sounds like a cool creepypasta story. Yeah, it does actually. Maybe that's what we could do. Maybe I can get together with Eric and make like a Halloween short based out of 76.
Oh, please. That would be... Oh, no.
I volunteer myself to draw it.
Well, in that case, then yeah, sure.
About saying 76, I heard Carlos was mentioned background 24 being the biggest background he's worked on.
Yes, I think.
Carlos, do you know, is that the one that goes with Scene 76? Is it Robotropolis?
It is Robotropolis, but this one is on the beginning. I think Sonic is telling what happened. This one is right in the
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
Are
one
there
with the
lights?
awesome perspective at street level with the street?
Sorry guys, I didn't understand.
Oh, sorry. The background, it's at street level,
Yes.
going into Robotropolis, and there's like these big lights coming down.
Yes, that one.
That's an awesome one.
Yep, that's the 26.
Oh, it is. So there you go. Big background, being about to animate. Keith's loving it.
Gino says, this piece you're painting, Carlos, it's like something that'd be hanging up on the wall of an animation CEO's office.
Thanks.
Not sure if that's a good thing for the CEO, if they've got like a destroyed, polluted city hanging up behind them. It's like, yeah, this is inspiring confidence at the team meeting.
You want
This
to
is what
inspire
cigarettes does
confidence,
to
you
your
just have
life.
to inspire fear. That's the whole point of running a company or something.
Sir, why have you grown a mustache? Sir, why are you wearing a red jumpsuit? Why are you wearing a cape?
Because it's comfortable.
I'd have it hanging up in my evil lair. I mean, my studio.
Yeah, see? It's perfectly normal.
It's also watching those weathering effects come together. Editor Sally's office. No, she doesn't need that, Peter. Her existence is more than enough than any painting could ever hope to do. Her presence instills fear that no painting ever could. Like, not even Guernica could instill the level of fear that Editor Sally puts in people. Well, since I put the question to other people, go on then, Keith. What's the one thing you absolutely detest having to draw background-wise? Like, if it comes up, your first reaction is, "Oh God, no."
Perspective.
There's a question. Difficult perspective of any particular subject matter, because I often find that if you have to do a perspective shot of a forest, you can really cheat just by the amount of stuff that's in the way.
Less organic stuff, the more difficult it is. For me.
I'm surprised
so I could never draw giant robots. I'd love to, or cars. Just don't have the background knowledge.
No. Cars are worse than animals, for sure. Cars are the worst thing to to draw or paint.
And yeah, cars are a bitch, because it's not only straight lines but curves as well.
Yes, but
perfectly aligned in perspective, otherwise it looks weird.
If you think about it, cars are like, drawing faces. You know how you looking. How the second thing I think you look more than, third right now, but it's people, cell phones, and then cars, probably. So if you miss, half an inch in a perspective, it's so wobbly and wrong, and also the painting has to be shiny and white. It's hard.
It's also how subtle the curves sometimes have to be. It's like it almost looks like a straight line, but it's like got a slight bend to it. Oh, I hate those subtle curves.
I did some, car design as, there is some class that you have to do and others that are optional. I did the optionals one in car design, and it's amazing. The philosophy. Like, if you get a Lexus, for example, you see the whole philosophy of the company in the car. You see the car is basically a bunch of Lexus, a bunch of the lines are all, the angles always feels like a L, and the other companies too. But drawing them and painting them, I would do it, but I prefer not to. Because you spend a lot of time make things correct. But today you can grab a model also on Blender and change the view and draw over also. It helps.
I suppose, in many ways some people would be like, "Oh, that's cheating," but it's no worse than rotoscoping.
Yeah. I don't know, but people called oil painting cheating when it was invented, because people used
really?
Yes, people used to tempera. Tempera was basically, you have the pigment and then you mix with eggs, and you had to be super fast. The colors were super hard to mix, and then comes oil. You can mix everything, and anytime the paint can, rest in your easel, and then you can correct later. Basically, oil was the Photoshop of the paints, because it was.
I was going to say, because fresco painting was like you had to get it done perfect first time round. There's no do-overs.
Yes, basically that. with oil paint. Oh, I can correct this later.
I love that no matter how far back you go, there's always someone saying the new bit of tech is cheating.
Yes. Oh, you're not a true artist.
You're using an eraser? Cheating.
Yes. But oil paint is so much easier than, I don't know, the past techniques. You can also see when you look for the drawings, the old art, the how I can say, the quality of the art evolved also, because people could, I don't know, oh, I can make it better. I can spend more time in, I don't know, making this face smooth, this kind of stuff. Before, the drawings are always all over the place. There is no way around it. So,
just to answer a couple of questions from the group, do I think Sega owns this background cells for Robotropolis? As far as I know, the cells from Sea3on were all sold off to like private collectors or are just languishing somewhere. We're not really sure who owns them outside of the collectors who have posted their stuff online. But I think most of the background cells probably got sold off to private collectors. How many episodes are going to be in season 3? Animated, I couldn't say. That's a question for Chief. But in terms of the comic, I know that Eric has drafted as far as at least issue 25.
Yeah, I have no idea how many episodes are going to get animated. This is the first one, the pilot, the pitch, see what we can do with it. It's expensive, obviously, so without further funding or help after the pilots, it's going to be dicey. That's why we're hoping that this really draws in people, really draws in attention, and gets us the ability to fund further episodes.
Yeah, so get out there and bang that drum, guys.
I'm going to go back to the conversation with references. This is something I deal with a lot when seeing on Twitter. Saying like reference is cheating or something like that, or being kind of wagging finger at an artist because they were like using reference or something.
Which I think still like, life is.
This is very dangerous ways of thinking, because art is drawing what you see. So you're basically wagging your finger at somebody for doing art.
I remember reading a really interesting comment with regards to the same subject matter, is that people are equating modern technology and this ease of being able to get references with the artists who used to work, say like the 9 old men from Disney, who wouldn't have had this massive library to pull from, so had to develop this huge mental library to be able to draw from. And the fact that they could just pull that stuff out of the ether and draw it there and then for someone who asked for them. But even their mental library would have had a limit. We don't have that anymore. If you think to yourself, oh, I've never drawn a Chevy Corvette before, I don't know what it looks like, I don't have to draw just a generic-looking car. I can go and find the damn blueprints for a Chevy Corvette. I can get it pitch perfect.
They get
the Disney
3D models of this stuff.
The Disney lot actually did use quite a bit of reference.
They use maquettes as well.
Yeah, they even got like real Bambis in to draw Bambi. And
they even shot them on right in front of them to see how they'd react.
Yeah, and then they had to cut that scene in the end, so they didn't have to use any of that material. Made a good feast though.
Tasty.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Joking aside, there was a famous story in the Richard Williams Animator Survival Kit book, where Richard Williams is talking about how the younger artists are going, oh, let's copy Milk Carl, because Milk Carl doesn't use reference, so none of us should use reference. Forgetting, of course, that he spent 40 years using reference continuously. And
referencing him is a reference.
Oh, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
Oh yes, we bloody well are. But yeah, I mean, just the whole kind of don't use references. Like, that's what still life is. Just painting a still life is a reference. So yeah, it's a silly argument.
Yeah,
And
It's
even
a
when
question for you,
somebody
Keith.
gets so, this is a thought that I want people to really sink in, is that even if somebody gets so good at drawing something, like they get all this mental imagery of how things should look, and they've drawn so much that they can draw it in like any angle or something. Then ask them to draw something that's out of their wheelhouse. They're going to have to go and get a reference. Like, if you ask somebody to draw, like, that has drawn anime characters in schools for so long, it's like they can just draw it right out of their hat, then ask them to draw a pirate ship. They've probably never drawn a pirate ship before, and they're going to need a reference.
Yeah, but
Then they get on to working on One Piece.
But people used to, I don't know, they have this fantasy about using reference. But if you look at orchestras, all the musicians have the symphony in front of them, and they know to play. I don't know from their head, but they all have the symphony open to keep working. I don't know why artists can have their symphony, their reference in front of them while they're working. But
I reference stuff
It's
heavily.
funny. Actually, it's funny you say something like that, Carlos, because I like to compare. You know, they've all got the pieces of music in front of them. Moonlight Sonata, and everyone does their version, their cover, their interpretation of that piece of music. Well, the old artists did similar things. They would paint the same pieces, but in different eras, mainly religious paintings. But there'd be, I don't know,
The
can't think
Passion,
of
for
any.
example.
Yes, and then exactly. Thanks for helping me out. And then different artists would draw paint. Or
I mean, how
recreate
many
that same
times
piece.
have you seen the same image of the Nativity by different artists? My personal counter to that one is like, oh, you shouldn't use references. Yeah, well, go and tell all these people who sat for portrait painters that.
yeah, but I don't know. When someone is an artist, I don't mind. I think okay, it's playing. Oh, you have to. I use this example of the symphony or in other examples, but when artists try to talk about other artists for you use reference. Come on, man. Art's hard.
I think I boiled it down.
Don't need to
In a
make it
sense,
difficult.
the whole you shouldn't use references thing, it's like the equivalent of going into a gym and having some guy going, yeah, well, I can bench 5 times more than you can. It's literally a case of like, how big can you make bench? That's all it is. Even if they themselves can't lift anything, they'll still go, yeah, bro, well, I could like lift a house.
Yeah, I prefer to, I don't know, get the strength to lift what I need to lift.
Oh, yeah, and Keith, just to counter your thing, oh, well, they can go get a job working on One Piece. When was the last time you saw a pirate ship in One Piece that actually looked like a pirate ship?
Oh, that was my point.
All right, I was going to say, they all look like whales and like flying, like, I don't know what they look like these days. Like, one of them looks like a flying castle and they're all mad looking things.
A camel.
Yeah, why not?
What is Luffy's boat ship?
Thousand Sunny?
Yeah, well, what is that thing at the front?
It's a lion, I think, or a teddy bear. Unless you mean the Going Merry, because I think that's supposed to be a sheep.
That's the one.
Okay, guys, I gotta get going.
See you, Chief.
See ya.
Now
Bye,
we've been going for a
Chief.
while, haven't we?
Yeah.
We should probably wrap this up in 10 minutes.
Probably. Carlos, keep up the awesome work.
Thanks, Chief.
He has to. You pay him.
It's
Yes.
true. Alright, see you guys.
See you, Chief. Well, guys, we're going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. So if you've got any more questions, fire them away. Come on, we're in the end. We're in the end game. quick fire round. Now I have to wait like 5 minutes for the stream to catch up.
I have a question.
Go on then.
There will be pirate ships in Sonic Animated.
There better be now.
Now we need a
I'm gonna go and find Eric. Eric, we need a...
pirate hedgehog.
And
There's-
we need a lot of vehicles in the background,
Oh,
just parked.
We could use Captain Plunder. Yes.
There's
Saturday AM Captain Plunder.
Adventures to Sonic the Hedgehog. Groovy Jake, you've got to find this out for us.
Is
there
Sat
ever a
AM
pirate ship in
Satan
Adventures to
actually
Sonic the
though?
Hedgehog?
There you go. Admittedly, we all have different ways of saying it. How do you guys pronounce it? I've always pronounced it Sat AM. I know there's some guys who pronounce it Satan. Satan? I don't know.
I call
Bunny
it
pronounces it
Sat AM.
Satan.
We call it Sonic Set-Am.
What about you, Keith? Keith got me load.
I did get me like Sonic Sat AM.
Yeah, well, there you go. I think it's because, like I said, I've heard Bunny refer to it as Satan before now. I was wondering if it was just me. I thought it was like it's like a Nagus Nagus thing with me. It's like, have I been pronouncing it wrong this entire time?
Boy, a loop.
Yeah, I do that as well. I still call it Lupe. I can't help it. I know it's Loop.
Isn't it
My
Lupe?
brain- I don't. Stop confusing me. I don't know. I think it's Lupe. I want to say Lupe.
It'd make more sense.
I always called her Loop.
I know Loop is French for wolf and all, but it's like I just want to call it Lupe. It sounds fancier. Has any VA been planned or completed? Voice actor work? Yes, it's already been done.
All been done.
We have a wonderful cast of voice actors who hopefully we might get on another stream soon. In fact, one of them, our very own Sonic the Hedgehog, is now one of our comp artists. And the voice of Nagus is launching an audio adaptation of Ben Hurst's own notes for season 3. Excuse me. Which our very own Bunny Rabot down there is voicing the bunny of. Sylvian
And the
Enix
voices was
is-
like the first thing that we did because we wanted to get the voices ready for the animation. Animate to the voices.
Sylvian Emmy says, not a question, just wanted to pop in since I haven't joined a Team Season 3 livestream before. Just wanted to say I'm super excited for this project as Sonic Sat-AM has always deserved a 3rd season. Oh, well, cheers, Sylvian. We agree. And a 4th season, and a 5th, and a movie. And merchandising rights.
Say merchandise. The producers probably get all that.
When approximately can we expect next stream on Discord? Raxo, the Discord streams are kind of impromptu. They can just happen as and when one of us fancies doing it. I am trying to get the community Discord stream back up and running at some stage, so that might happen in February, because I need to find out who wants to showcase stuff. So
I've been getting
sooner
into
rather than later.
I've gotten into a cool new game lately called PC Building Simulator. Maybe I'll play that sometime.
Oh, you need to, yes.
PC Building Simulator.
Yes,
Do you have
it's-
to try and
yes.
hunt down overpriced CPUs and graphics cards too?
Thankfully, no. The scalping part isn't part of the game.
Ah,
Thank goodness.
Oh, they totally should have done that. Just have, like, you go out to buy components and it cuts to, like, a Street Fighter 2 style brawler and you have to fight scalpers to get a hold of the next batch of RTXs.
I've been enjoying it and really good at it because, as I said before, my dad was a computer repairman, so I grew up with technology and computers. I know how to build an entire new computer. So that stuff is in my blood. So I go into the game and I just got right into it, like, oh yeah, I know how to do this and this and this and this, no problem. Just go through it.
Completely non-Sonic related thing, but just something Tim might be interesting because I know he used to stream House Flipper. I don't know if you still play the game, but there's a little decoration that's been added in there, a golden hamster. It's the hamster of a friend of mine. She became one of their community managers and ended up with her hamster being put in the game.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Barry the Lism's hamster.
Wow.
She is a lass who I used to play Final Fantasy XIV with, so yeah, she's now one of the community moderators for House Flipper.
That's cool.
Funny old world, isn't it? Let's see if we've got any more questions here. One for Keith, if he's still hanging around. Are those two animation studios and other animators mentioned long ago still potentially working with us?
No, not them. No. But I did have an interesting conversation today, but that's as far as I'll go. No, not today, sorry, the other day.
Is that the one you alluded to earlier on in the meeting?
Yep.
Ooh, exciting stuff. But not for your ears. Y'all making Saturday merchandise, question mark? Can I purchase an 8-inch Bunny Rabbit plush? I'm afraid not, Fanatic Mitchell. We're not making any Saturday merchandise at the moment. However, if you want a 8-inch Bunny Rabbit plush with a magnetic detachable arm, might I suggest you go and check out Donna Evans on Twitter. She does Sat AM as opposed to Archie accurate plushes, custom made. She's done Sally, she's done Bunny, she's done Lupe's.
They're amazing. I've considered getting one myself.
Breaker, who I work with, he's got one.
Seriously?
Yep,
Nice.
If memory serves, I think he got the Lupe one.
Groovy Jake, what did I ask you to look into? Pirate ships. We want to see if there's a pirate ship in all of Sonic's old animations. Like in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, there's got to be a pirate ship somewhere in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I betcha somewhere.
And if we don't, we'll just steal Captain Plunder from Fleetway.
Yes. Though, let's call it STC.
That's how it should be called, yes. But I know everyone else on the planet knows it as Fleetway, but no, it's STC to us good lads. We're the original boomers.
With the editors. Yes. Oh, yes, we were.
Do you know, I found that so weird. People started using that as like kind of a slur line. It's like, oh, whatever, boomer. It's like, back when I was a kid, that was like really cool because that's how Mega Droid used to refer to us. Hey, boomers.
Yeah.
No, Peter, I'm Spartacus and so's my wife.
Why are we talking about Spartacus all of a sudden?
Peter just said, I'm Spartacus, and the only response to that is, I'm Spartacus and so's my wife. And now I have to see if Peter even gets that reference. And I'm going to be playing with Carlos's brushes so much once the stream's done. Oh, speaking of which, we've got about 1 minute left until I think we're ready to close it out.
Last questions, guys.
Last call, guys. Last orders. Any last questions you want to ask Carlos or Tim or Keith? For a second there, I honestly thought you were doing the countdown theme tune.
Yeah.
Only us UK lads get that one.
Oh, did it
Derek
not
asks,
extend
how are you guys
further
doing?
than the UK?
We've got a bunch there. Okay, how are you guys doing? I'm doing fine. Keith?
Feeling old age creeping up on me.
Tim?
Feeling good.
Carlos?
I'm feeling good.
Awesome. What's your favourite beer? Tim?
I don't drink.
Carlos?
The one that's available.
Good answer. Keith?
Orange juice.
I'm the only one with an actual answer. Odin sack. Do you all like my new leotard? Haven't seen it, Bunny. Couldn't say. If it's purple, then yes.
Groovy Jake says, "How are you guys so awesome? We are paid to be awesome." And
I'm
with
not.
that, we shall probably end the stream now. It
I'm
is
not getting paid on
2:01
that bombshell.
PST.
Yeah. Ditto. Where's all this money coming from?
I was promised Kit Kats.
I was promised a cleaner cage.
Yeah, you're never getting that, mate.
So yeah, it's 2:01 now. PST. It's been a couple hours. We should probably wrap it up now.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much to our very special guest, Carlos, for his amazing background painting. I hope you've all been as mesmerized with it as I have.
Thank you guys.
I know I have the details you guys you've been putting in Carlos is amazing.
Thank you
I'm
guys
stuck
for
on
having
texture
me.
work. Well, hopefully we can get you on again sometime.
Sure.
Yeah,
Just
so there'll
let me
be-
know.
It's probably being one of the more interesting.
Yeah, considering how much work it was to get everything running today, I'd feel offended if we didn't get him back on again. Yeah, this is looking awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing your work with us today, Carlos, and taking the time to entertain this rabble.
Now the chat had the opportunity to see the day in the life of a background painter. It's basically that. She's basically doing the details, but with more music on probably and podcasts.
Groovy Jake says, "You're awesome, Carlos."
Thanks, Groovy Jake.
Well, thank you very much for turning out today, guys. Just a reminder, we are on Patreon, we do have a Discord, and we are, of course, on Twitter. So check out the comic, which is going to be updating on Monday. Check out the Patreon, which is updated today. And check out the Twitter, which usually pings once or twice a day. So thanks so much for coming out, guys. And as always, you have a good evening and stay safe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Are we out? Can I stop using that fake voice now?